This is Tony T here from TonySpace.com with our college football pick show, week 3, part 3, and we'll get all of Saturday completed with this one and with these final 8. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Lots of free picks over our channel, delivered by myself as well as our cappers here at TonySpace.com. It's a great channel to subscribe to with lots of free picks. We also have a live show that airs every day, 9:30 a.m. each time. It is the Tony 6 Morning Show, game by game, free picks with you. The cappers join me. The chat's open so you guys can interact with us. A lot of fun, a lot of information there as well. Give us a like, a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And then if you'd like to support us even more, hit that join button. Become a channel member. You get early access to my videos and a way to support us for the work that we put in the channel. And then you can apply as a capper. Send us an email. The link is on the homepage. And then visit our site, TonySpace.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing our top performers. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to long-term passes. We've got our top performers up here like Sean Higgs for the year, Mills, yours truly here up on the leaderboards as well. Jorge, you'll see him on our YouTube, on our live shows as well as YouTube videos. Chris Atkins up there as well. Latest play with seriously on the page with best bets and more. We will be locked and loaded here for this card here on Friday. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guarantee. They must turn a profit. Amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. And then our promo code TonyT at checkout knocks off that 15%. The link's in the description to get signed up. So let's go ahead. Let's get this one underway. Navy and Tulsa. This one for Saturday. Navy 2-0 after their 38-24 home victory at UAB. Navy ran all over the Blazers for 285 yards on 51 carries. They got good quarterback work as well. They limited the Blazers' rushing attack, but allowed 321 yards passing on 33 attempts. Blake Horvath, 12 of 15 passing for 234 yards with 2 touchdowns. He rushed for 86 yards and 2 scores. Tulsa drops to 1-1 after a 21-14 road defeat at New Mexico State. Golden Hurricane rushed for 3.9 yards a carry with inefficient work at the quarterback position. They defended the run well and held the Aggies to 5.6 yards per pass attempt. Kirk Francis questionable with what was described as a bad concussion. Backup Baylor Hayes, 13 of 16 passing for 129 yards with a touchdown to pick. He had a rushing score as well. Navy rushing for 7.1 yards a carry. They're passing for almost 12 yards per pass attempt with accuracy. Tulsa's offense has performed poorly with weak quarterback play. The midshipmen 4-2 to the spread as a road favorite. Tulsa 4-9 to the spread at home. Pick here Navy minus 114. Duke and Tulane going off here on Saturday. Duke fell to 1-1 with a 45-19 home defeat to Illinois. Blue Devils' run game produced just over 3 yards a carry, but were productive in the passing game. They allowed only 3 yards per rush with 9.5 yards per pass attempt. Tulane's transfer Darian Mensah, 23 of 34 passing for 334 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick, and they lost 2 fumbles. Tulane 2-0 after a 33-31 road win at South Alabama. The Green Wave rushing numbers were good with 241 yards, 5.4 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 9.6 yards per pass attempt with 190 yards rushing for 4.6 yards a carry. Jake Retzlaff, 13 of 24 passing for 125 yards with a touchdown. He rushed for 64 yards and a score. Tulane's ground game is rushing for 6 yards a carry. They have defended the run and pass well on the year. Duke has struggled defending the pass, and with turnovers, pick here Tulane minus 1.5. Right, next up, we'll have Utah and Wyoming will be our next pick here. Utah and Wyoming for Saturday. Utah 2-0 after a 63-9 home victory to FCS Cal Poly. They opened the season with a 43-10 road win at UCLA. They ran all over the Bruins in that game for 286 yards for 5.3 yards a carry. They limited the Bruins to 3 yards per carry, 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Devin Dampier, 17 of 23 passes for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wyoming 2-0 after a 31-7 home victory at FCS Northern Iowa. Cowboys opened with a 10-0 road win at Akron. The Cowboys rushed for 4.3 yards a carry and were able to throw downfield for 7.2 yards per pass attempt. They limited the Zips on the ground and only 3.7 yards per pass attempt. Caden Anderson, 19 of 36 passes for 260 yards with a touchdown and pick. The Utes have been quality offense and defense in the key data points. Wyoming has played a really weak schedule and completed only 63% of passes to quarterback against those weak foes and converted poorly on third down. Wyoming 1-4 the spread in back-to-back home games. You pick here Utah minus 23.5. Akron and UAB, this one for Saturday. Akron 0-2 after a 68-0 road defeat at Nebraska. Akron's offense was poor again, 3.1 yards a carry. The passing game struggled. On defense, the Zips allowed 7.1 yards a carry, 494 yards passing on 40 attempts. Ben Finley, 7-21 passing for 54 yards. UAB drops to 1-1 after a 38-24 road defeat at Navy. Blazers were limited in the ground game, but got production from their passing attack. They allowed 295 yards rushing to the midshipmen with 5.8 yards a carry and 21 yards per attempt. Wow. Jalen Kitna, 22 of 32 passing for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Akron has been shut out in all 8 quarters this season. They're passing for 3.3 yards per pass attempt. The Zips allowing nearly 10 yards per pass attempt. The Blazers rushed for 5.9 to carry with 10 yards per pass attempt and 73% completion rate. Akron 5-8 to the spread as a road dog. Blazers 3-1 to the spread as a road favorite. Pick here UAB here -11. Air Force and Utah State going off here on Saturday. Air Force 1-0 after a 49-13 home victory at FCS Bucknell. Air Force 5-7 for head coach Troy Calhoun, his 19th season with the program. Falcons returned 13 starters with 8 on offense. Offense production really dropped in 2024. Team averaged about 19 points a game and only 314 yards there. Run defense struggled as well for the previous season. They were given 4.6 yards a carry. They went through a 7-game losing streak after their opening win against an FCS foe, but then they closed strong on a 4-game win streak. Utah State 1-1 after a 44-22 road defeat at Texas A&M. Utah State struggled on the ground and were inefficient with their passing game. They allowed 5.2 yards per rush, 319 yards passing for 9.4 yards per pass attempt. Bryson Barnes, 15-30 passing for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Johnson will start at quarterback for the Falcons. The junior saw limited work last year in 5 games, but rushed for 6.7 yards a carry. The Aggies struggled on the defense last year. This year they are given 4.2 yards per rush, 7.1 yards per pass attempt. The offensive numbers are poor with 3.1 yards per run, 4.9 yards per pass attempt. The Falcons will continue that forward momentum sparked by last year's finish. Falcons 4-2 the spread as a road favorite. Pick here Air Force -4.5. Texas State and Arizona State for Saturday. Texas State 2-0 after a 43-36 road win at UTSA. The Bobcats offensively rushed for 3.7 yards a carry. They got great production from their passing game. They limited the Roadrunners to 5.1 yards per pass attempt, but 245 yards rushing on 34 carries. Brad Jackson, 12-20 passing for 286 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. He rushed for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. Arizona State 1-1 after a 24-20 road defeat at Mississippi State. Sun Devils ran effectively for nearly 5 yards a carry, but were grounded through the air. On defense, they limited the Bulldogs to 2.2 yards a carry, but 8.5 yards per pass attempt. Sam Levitt, 20-22 passing for 82 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. ASU passing game has been a struggle here. Texas State getting great offensive play, including at the quarterback position. The Bobcats 7-4 the spread on the road. ASU 2-4 to the spread in the non-conference. Remember last year, Texas State dropped a 3-point decision at home and were able to move the football through the air on them. Pick here will be Texas State plus 16.5. Minnesota and Cal, this one for Saturday. Got Minnesota 2-0 after a 66-0 home victory against an FCS school at Northwestern State. They opened with a 23-10 home victory against Buffalo. The Golden Gophers rushed for under 4 yards a carry and were productive throwing the football. They held the Bulls to 1.9 yards per rush, 5.4 yards per pass attempt. Drake Lindsey, 19-35 passing for 290 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. Cal 2-0 after a 35-3 home victory at an FCS school in Texas Southern. They opened with a 34-15 road win at Oregon State. The Golden Bears rushed for under 4 yards a carry, but they were effective with the passing game. They held the Beavers to 2.5 yards a carry, but 7.3 yards per pass attempt. Darren Cowie, Sagapole, 20-30 passing for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. Minnesota has played a weak schedule. The Golden Bears got a good road win at Oregon State. Cal quarterback play has been very accurate here, 70% completions. They are 3-1 of the spread as home underdog. Pick here will be Cal plus 2.5. Boston College and Stanford, late night on Saturday. Boston College 1-1 after a 42-40 road overtime defeat at Michigan State. The Eagles rushed for only 2.5 yards a carry and effective in the passing game. On defense, they allowed 4.3 yards per rush with 231 yards passing for 8 yards per pass attempt. Dylan Lonergan hit 34 of 45 passes for 390 yards with 4 touchdowns. Stanford 0-2 after a 27-3 road defeat at BYU. The Cardinals rushed for under a yard per carry and were ineffective in the passing game. They allowed 3.8 yards per run to the Cougars with only 6.5 yards per pass attempt. Ben Gobronson, 17-32 passing for 143 yards and 2 picks. Tough back-to-back road spot for Boston College. The Cardinals defense has played well in 4 yards a carry and just 5.7 yards per pass attempt. BC's rushing for only 2.6 yards a carry. Pick here will be Stanford plus 13.5. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Lots of free picks over our channel, delivered by myself as well as our team of cappers here at Tony'sPicks.com. Making it a great channel to subscribe to. Give us a like, a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And of course, we go live every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. The cappers join me going pick by pick here, giving out picks on the games. So check us out. To support us even more, becoming a channel member, hit that join button. Get early access to my videos as a way to support us for the work we put in the channel. You can apply as a capper. We'll send us an email. The email code, I should say the email form, is on our homepage. And then visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for our best bets. Our premium plays are there. Of course, you'll find our top performers as well as best bets and multi-packs. All of our one-day passes. Profit guarantee. You must earn a profit or else purchase is credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. And then our promo code, TonyT at checkout, knocks off that 15%. Links in the description to get to our site. That will do it for now. I'm Tony T, and we'll talk with you guys later.